Thanks so much for joining us on Terrier Vision. I'm Evie Kighton, and today we're going to be joined by Wofford men's basketball coach Mike Young and Wofford women's basketball coach Edgar I. Farmer Jr. to preview the 2015-2016 Southern Conference basketball season. Thanks so much for joining us for the 2015 Southern Conference basketball preview. I'm Evie Kighton alongside Wofford men's basketball head coach Mike Young. Thanks so much for joining us, Coach. You guys are two-time defending Southern Conference champions. You've won the conference 4 out of the last 6 seasons. Do you feel like the target on your back is just getting bigger and bigger?
Evie, I think there's a couple of kinds of pressure. There's, that kind of pressure that you're referring to, I think, is healthy. I think it's terrific. If there's a target on our back, so be it. I don't have a problem with that. Maybe it is. Maybe it should be, because we have been fortunate and have won a lot of games and have, been a part of a lot of big games. So if that's the case for this team will embrace that, as I will, as their coach. I'm looking forward to getting into it here in a couple of weeks and, see what the future has in store for this team.
Last year was such an exciting year, and you had 2 great leaders in Carl Cochran and Lee Skinner. How do you replace those leaders this year?
You don't replace guys like them. If you have a healthy program, there's depth in all your classes. We could potentially start 3 seniors and 2 juniors this year. That's a luxury. That's a big deal. A lot of times you'll see teams that will lose a great player, such as Cochran, Skinner, John Swinton, and they're replacing them with an incoming freshman. I'm not immune to it. I've been there. When Spencer Collins came in as a freshman, I knew that we really needed him to play and needed him to play a lot, and he started from day one. He started every game in his college career. But with this class and where our program is now, the health of our program, I think, is as strong as it's ever been, in that we can lose good players, but we're filling in for those good players and those absences with seasoned veterans, guys that have played a lot of basketball. Jalen Allen, Derek Brooks, who's a sophomore, and on down the line.
You lost 3 great guys to graduation. You mentioned Cochran, Skinner, and Swinton, but you also lost another player this summer. Jeremiah Tate passed away in June. How have you, as the coach, gotten your team through this adversity? We've all kind of done it in our own way. I know our team was very close to Jeremiah. We were able to and thrilled that we had an opportunity to recognize his mom and present Carol with Jeremiah's championship ring in a framed jersey, number 12. Like any organization that means anything, a team that is about what they say they're about, our team was there for one another. Our team had the opportunity to grieve individually, but very supportive of the group. Spencer Collins would tell you that Jeremiah's the best friend he ever had. I know he was very close to Eric Wagenlander, Eric Garcia. He was close to all of them. He was that kind of personality. He was just a most wonderful young man. you know, we lost a great teammate. It was a lot bigger than that. We lost a terrific member of our college community, a guy that was respected throughout, you know, Wofford. Loved this school. I mean, he loved this college and the people here. And you know, he was a busy bee. He was into everything. Student council. He wanted to be a part and wanted to be a real difference maker, as he was in his brief time here. Goodness knows we miss him.
Your team was already incredibly close before Jeremiah passed away. Do you think it's something that's brought the guys closer together?
Yeah, I'm sure it has. You know, anytime there's a loss with a unit that I think are about the right things, that really care for one another. You know, you draw strength upon the group. You know, I love the story of the wolf. We're stronger as a pack than we are as a, you know, a lone wolf, if you will, and the pack will become stronger as we continue to, you know, remember him and you know, his many great qualities.
Looking to this season, who are going to be the big impact players for you guys this year?
Yeah, Abby, it's always, you know, again, I reference back to the group. We have put a huge emphasis on that group of 16 people. There's 16 guys in our program, and every one of those guys is a big deal. Whether that's a scout team member, which we recognize and look at as a badge of honor around here. We sometimes jokingly say that our scout team runs the other stuff, runs the other team's stuff, their offensive package, better than the team does, the team that we're going to play. Everybody's a big deal, you know, in the class system. Certainly Justin and Zachary Korkowski and Spencer Collins and Justin Gordon will be looked upon as, you know, the guys that have been around here and have been through it and have won 2 championships and have been a part of a lot of very special moments. Those guys will be our captains, I'm certain. But, you know, leadership emerges, and where does that come from? Eric Garcia is going to provide unbelievable leadership because he walks it and he talks it. He's in here, you know, all the time working on his game, and you know, they admire him and for what he's done. But you know, Derek Brooks, Cameron Jackson, I mean, I could go on and on with the guys that I know are going to provide quality leadership for this team, and being accountable and responsible and those types of things. And that is always a process that doesn't happen overnight, and that trust within the group. But we're working toward that as we speak.
You also have a couple of newcomers, and you mentioned you've never been shy about playing freshmen. No. Is this a group that's going to come in and make an impact right away?
They could. Unlike the Spencer situation that I referenced earlier, you know, nobody has to come in and be, you know, king of the hill. Do I expect Fletcher McGee to help our team? I do. I expect each of the 3 to help our team this year in some capacity. And as has always been the case, you know, there's going to take little jumps as we move along. Maybe the average fan doesn't recognize those jumps, but just an understanding of how to play. And the game slows down as they begin to see things better, see the game better, which, you know, it takes time. It doesn't happen in the first 2 weeks of your practice. It doesn't happen, you know, maybe in the month, but first to league play, middle of January. Those guys are going to help us. Very impressed with Trevor Stump, very impressed with Matthew Pegram and Fletcher McGee. They're great young people, they're team first people, they're Wofford basketball people. So they're going to have good years for us. We'll look back 4 years from now saying, you know, those were 3 guys like so many others that have been very, very good players for this team.
Looking at your schedule this season, it's incredibly exciting. You're at UNC, at Georgia Tech, at Harvard, at Vanderbilt. What are you most looking forward to from that non-conference schedule?
Evie, not to avoid your question, I'm most looking forward to today. I'm looking forward to today. Am I looking forward to playing Missouri in the season opener? Yeah, sure I am. A little story that I don't know that I've shared with anyone. It seems like just a couple of years ago for me, but when we made the move from the Division II level to the Division I level, and I forget off the top of my head what year that was, I've been here so long, Missouri was the first team we played as a full-fledged Division I member. They were coming off an Elite Eight year, had a lot of people back. They were coached by a legendary figure, Norm Stewart, who's still around, and I've heard will be at our game. Then many years later, in a different program that has experienced a lot of really neat things, to go back there. They're playing in a new arena, but to go back to that campus and compete again will be a lot of fun. But more to your point, I stopped looking ahead. We tell our team at the beginning of every year, we don't talk about the tournament, we don't talk about the NCAA tournament, and we don't talk about those things. We don't talk about North Carolina. It's about today. It's about taking today and making today a masterpiece and getting better, as a group today, and then looking forward to tomorrow. I think I lose something as a coach. I'm enjoying this team as I enjoyed last year's team as much as any team I've ever been around because of how they went about their business. Am I looking forward to the season? Oh, absolutely. But I want to make today a special one, and the opportunity to come on this floor again, as I have so many times through the years, will be neat for me.
On that note, last question is that your new arena, they just had the groundbreaking last week. How exciting was that for your players, and what kind of tool is that going to be for recruiting going forward?
It's wonderful. I made the comment that, as you mentioned, we have been fortunate enough to win 4 of the last 6 Southern Conference championships. Those are, there's nothing like that. Climbing that ladder and that feeling of, accomplishment, it's exhilarating. That announcement and the groundbreaking, for me personally, as the basketball coach here, was the equivalent to winning another Southern Conference championship. I had those same feelings because, as you know, as a former college athlete, this is, facilities are a huge deal, and young people want to see commitment to the program. We've done great things, and we have an unbelievable school, as you know, you experienced it. But to be able to walk a young person, a 16, 17-year-old person, into that building and see the arena and to see the practice facility is going to be an incredible shot in the arm for us. It has already paid tremendous dividends, and to start seeing it go in the air will be a lot of fun, and we're most appreciative to Mr. Richardson and his family for what they've done for us.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck this season. Again, Mike Young, head basketball coach of the Wofford men's basketball team, and I'm Evie Kighton. Thanks for joining us on the Southern Conference Basketball Preview. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have Wofford women's basketball coach Edgar I. Farmer Jr. on the 2015 Southern Conference Basketball Preview. Thanks so much for joining us for the 2015 Southern Conference basketball preview. I'm Evie Kighton alongside Wofford women's basketball head coach Edgar I. Farmer Jr. Thanks so much for joining us, Coach. We're going to get right into the season and kind of talk about the transition from last season to this year. You finished 6th in the Southern Conference last year, an improvement from the previous year. How do you kind of keep that momentum going this season?
You know, that's a great point. We feel like we were close in a lot of games last year. We just couldn't get over the hump. So, this season we've talked about hashtag let it go from last year and moving forward, and how do we get better each and every day. And so there's been a tremendous spirit of enthusiasm, connectiveness in all of our workouts, and each and every day we have tried to end on a positive note and talk about some of the things that we did well in practice in the circle. So each day we're building on something positive, because we know it's the little things that can take you from where you are to where you really want to be.
Is that hashtag let it go kind of your theme for this year?
Actually, it's one of them. Our biggest theme is hashtag Tyrannity. And so, we have put that on a t-shirt. We have put that, it's on everything that we do, social media with our team. It is something that it is a relentless pursuit to making the Terriers the best basketball team that we can be, and doing whatever it takes to help our teammates succeed in that light. So that's really been our rallying cry each day. So it's been, it started small, but just like most of those things, hopefully it will go viral before the season is over.
After the first few weeks of practice, what are you most excited about after seeing your girls these first few weeks?
Very excited about how we're sharing the basketball, giving up good shots for great shots, making the extra pass, and the communication level on both ends of the floor has really impressed me. We're paying attention to the little things and really taking care of the details. And so that has been something that's been our focus. Our young women have been very committed to doing those things. And in the first couple of weeks, I've really seen it grow each and every day. So I'm very excited about that.
You're returning a lot of key players. Who are going to be some big impact players for your team this year?
I think Grayson Penholster, our junior post player, is going to make a significant impact. I think she started that last year when our senior Lauren Kirby went down with an injury. That was very unfortunate. But Grayson really picked up the baton then and kept it going, and has really shown tremendous growth in the off season with the work she's put in, and has come into preseason looking very strong. Kendra Washington has made a dramatic leap as well, from sophomore, at the end of her sophomore season to the start of her junior season. So been very pleased with both of those young ladies. We have a core of seniors who are returning, and they've done very well. So it's been a collective team effort. And we have 3 freshmen who I feel like are going to do some things this year as well. So it's an exciting time to be a part of Terrier women's basketball.
Let's talk about those freshmen a little bit. Do you think that they're girls that can come in and make an impact right away?
Absolutely. Chloe Wanick, Peyton Walker, Marissa Bear, 3 young ladies from 3 different parts of the country, bring 3 different personalities, but they've done a very good job of making a seamless transition from high school into what I want from them and what I expect from them on a daily basis. So I look for them to make a significant impact, especially by the time we get into the Southern Conference season.
You have 2 new members of your coaching staff as well. What do those 2 coaches bring to the table for you guys?
They brought in an infectious energy and enthusiasm each and every day, and it's really brought us all together, bringing in some fresh perspective, and so it's been a lot of great energy in the office, and that has spilled over into the court, and our young women can feel that as well. So I've been very proud of the impact that my staff has made in the early parts, and I'm looking forward to just continue to grow together.
You guys have an exciting non-conference schedule. What are you most looking forward to from the schedule this year?
We're starting off with a Big Ten opponent for the first time since 2002 in Minnesota. So we're excited about that. It's about 2.5 hours from Chloe Wanick's hometown, so we're going to have over 100 fans in the building for Wofford, so that's going to be exciting. So that starts it off. We also play another BCS opponent in Virginia Tech, and sandwiched in there, we have some strong Big South opponents. We go up to William and Mary this year, so that will be, and that's the first time that we've done that. So that'll be an exciting trip to historic Williamsburg. And then we finish off the non-conference season, finish off 2015 with a trip to Myrtle Beach and playing the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina, and kick off 2016 by welcoming the Owls of Kennesaw State to Benjamin Johnson Arena. So it's going to be an exciting, up-tempo non-conference season, but I wanted to prepare us for a significant run in the Southern Conference, and to do that, I felt like having a strong non-conference schedule was going to be a key.
Talking about that conference play, who do you think is going to be the toughest opponent you guys face this year?
Well, until you beat the champs, they are the champs. And so Chattanooga has really set the bar, set the standard. They beat 2 top 10 opponents last year in Stanford and Tennessee, which really put our conference on the map nationally. And so we know we're going to have to play our best basketball when we go up against them. And that's our first conference game of the year. So we're starting it off with the champs, bringing East Tennessee State back. They've had a significant run in our league as well. So it's going to be a challenging Southern Conference season. And from top to bottom, I feel like on any given night, anyone can play well and anyone can play successful. And we're looking forward to capitalizing on that.
Last week, you guys had the groundbreaking for your new arena. How excited are the girls for that?
Oh, it's historic. It is literally something that puts a permanent grin on your face, like the Cheshire Cat, like you can't get it off. And so to have, we can't thank Mr. and Mrs. Richardson enough for really blazing a trail for not only 2017, but for years beyond, of really making Wofford College the standard bearer, not only for academics, but athletics as we move forward in the Southern Conference. So we couldn't be more excited, more thankful for this great building, and it's really going to be a beacon that is going to attract other great student athletes to Wofford College for years to come.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck this season. Again, head coach of the Wofford women's basketball team, Edgar I. Farmer Jr. I'm Evie Kighton, and thanks so much for joining us for the 2015 Southern Conference basketball preview. Thanks so much to Coach Young and Coach Farmer for joining us today, and thanks to you guys. Remember that you can catch all of your Southern Conference basketball action on Terrier Vision as well as the Southern Conference Digital Network.